a
This
lot from
conference
any
will
one of
now
you.
be recorded.
Hi, sir.
Very
Good
nice.
evening.
So it's been a long time, and I thought, why not catch my equity members back again and update you on the markets. So, again, standing on valuations, I feel we're standing at 27.5, near to 28 price multiple, and stocks and indices are actually following all major world indices, wherein things are becoming more costlier. If we see Apple's valuation, if I'm talking about US indices, so sales par indices multiple are rising, and that is what we are copying here in India. We have somewhat 7 to 8, 10 stocks which keeps on rising again and again. So it is becoming costlier. Though price valuations are costlier, but still they are hanging on Nifty, and the movers are quite good in balancing the indices. So we can see that the participation is much in the last month from the steel sector. We have seen Tata Steel rising from 350 to 470. Uh, we have seen JSW Steel moving up. Many more other counters like Hindalco from 185 moved up to 220 sorts. So there's always a question that which sector will move next, wherein Nifty can grow more higher from this current valuations. Uh, it is becoming tougher when we choose stock at this current juncture because when we talk about valuation, it is stretched and a lot of MSCI weightage. Uh, it's been changing hands. The weightage is being increased or decreased, or stocks moving out. So much of weightage is now on ICICI Bank, HDFC, and largely we see Reliance participating in. So if we see handful of stocks, so we have only 4 to 5 stocks which move the index at this current point. So when I would like to say that when we are judging Nifty, I think we should always see all these 3, 4, 5 stocks, whether they overbought or they have some room to move on to further leg. So these stocks, what they do is that they actually make a high, and they make lower high higher lows, and then they consolidate and make higher highs. So the pattern remains same, and it's been a year. We've been talking about and since this corporate tax has been cut, and I think there's large expectation of personal income tax stuff, which I think Nifty has another. But I think the weightage from budget should be on much on agriculture and a lower income group. So that will in fact drive the economy, and government should further look forward on infrastructure spending. That's the only way out to inject some money in the public hands so that a demand can be increased naturally. So at this point, when I talk about Nifty, I actually look forward to sectors which can participate, and all those stocks which have weightage but they have not participated yet. And that's the better way to do, because I can't imagine myself sitting on valuation or a portfolio buying on ICICI Bank at 550 or Reliance Industries at 1600. So that doesn't suit anybody's model, I guess. And I think the better way to look at this is to look at stocks which have not participated in this previous move and has some leg room which can take Nifty a bit higher. So now we have entered the January series, and again I'll say that we have result seasons to go on, and much of eye is on public sector banks. So we have seen few articles which have been talking about the NPAs, which has been decreasing, and Nirmala Sitharaman talking about the decrease of 1 lakh crores in NPA. So much is waited on results of public sector banks, because these banks have not participated yet. And if something is there, I have seen State Bank of India, which has been consolidated between levels of 310 and 350, and we have seen a recent high of 348 to 350, and then it went down to 308, and then it is ticking back to 338. So probably made a um, higher lows at 321, and then reversed back. So if something is there, it is a safe bet first of all. So you can check that on Money Control when are the results. So it is a safe buy first of all. Somebody wants to trade State Bank of India. So any dip which gives you an opportunity to enter at 332, 331 zone, and second leg at 324, you can keep on trading till the result is out of this script. So on a higher resistance zone, it is around 343, 44, where it will face resistance. So the better way to for the option traders, somebody who wants to participate in call option on a buy side, I think it's good that you buy on dips whenever it comes down to 326, 27, and the moment it moves up. And at the same time, you have to check that hourly RSI is not overheated and it has calmed down uh, to levels of attraction, somewhat, near to like 40s or 45. That's a better way to buy. You can buy and sell, you can buy and trade. So it will keep on giving I think the lot size is at 3,300 now. So I think 2, 3 rupees, 2, 3 rupees till the result is out. It is good move to participate on a safer side, because if the results are good this time, the stock is moving to 410. So my total outlook is on public sector banks, because anything which can take now Nifty on upside is public sector banks, and I have already discussed this and shared my uh, chart on indices or PSU indices. I feel that the moment it breaks 2645 on PSU index, this can heat up another 250 points. So if it is going to heat up 250 points, State Bank previously made a high of 374, and I think 380, 85, 390 is quite possible. I've already given a buy call positionally on State Bank of India with a buy at 330, and on dips you can collect at 324. Your strict stop loss stands at 318, and target is good on upside. So keep on buying it lower and selling higher price is a good one. That is one. And second, participation which can come in 5% move on 200 collected well. Okay. So otherwise, I think on private sector banks, Axis Bank have not participated. So we have seen a recent decent breakout on the last Friday trading session, and I had given already a buy call in this at 736 with the stop loss of 728. Our first target have already met, which was 761. And the moment it is above 767 and trade and closes above, there is expected short covering, which can hang this counter on upside around 810. So going forward, I think till the budget and this result season is on, you need to focus on the stocks which are expected on good results, and you can pick that on bottom and keep on trading till the result date, and expect these stocks to move higher. And that is where the participation is lacking. Otherwise, I think Larsen and Turbo, L&T has corrected from 1550 and made a low of 1260, wherein I've given already a buy call to buy this at 1263. We have bought this in few of the clients' portfolio. And I think if anything should move up, L&T can participate of nearly about 100 points from this current closure. It's standing at 1300. So it's a good point to enter at 1280-85 zone. Keep a delivery in your hand, and 1410, 1420 is quite possible. So I am what currently looking is the stocks which have not rallied and corrected. So auto stocks have already corrected. You can see the numbers are weighted, and at this point, I think media hypes are that the numbers are going to be better comparatively. So numbers are going to be better comparatively. So you can look at stocks wherein Hero MotoCorp has been correcting since 27, 2800, made a low of 22.2280 and then reversed. So that is currently on hourly charts, it's overbought. So if it comes down, you can participate with a target of 2600. So better be safe on stocks which have corrected when Nifty has moved up, at the same time sectors which can participate and take Nifty on higher side. So coming back to Nifty at this point, I guess it's a clear morning star pattern for tomorrow. I think a strict uh, support point is 1225. Okay, so I think that's where you've taken the daily support point. So you can take that on 5 minute chart, put that a strict stop loss of 12,197 and let it break the previous high of 12,282. So I have mentioned previously that Nifty can spot 12,348 to 350, and that is where it has been reversed. Exactly wherein we've been talking about. So 800, this was the point. I think the last webinar was when it has touched this 1200 and 151 and then corrected to 11 844, and we were talking about 800 and then support, and then it has reversed with this morning star and kept on rising to the channel. So this is again it this rise has taken a support in the middle channel line and then reversed, making a morning star. For tomorrow, it's a good opportunity. All those who want to trade in call option, they can trade in I think 12,300 and 400, and that's where you can participate in call. The moment it breaks the previous high, I think the Friday's high, okay, I think that's a good opportunity, and you can have a target of 334, 330 zone, and that's where I think you can see the RSI has some room there, and I think it has some room to overheat, and then it may cool down. So till the time things happen, I think tomorrow's market is going to be a good one. Axis is going to open very bold because I've seen most of websites, media, social network sites, Twitter or Insta or Facebook. I think most of the analysts have been covering on Axis Bank, and they've been waiting for the 767 to break. The moment it breaks, I think a sharp move and sharp upside for tomorrow. If somebody wants to participate, and if Axis Bank opens like 63, 64, and then might retest people who bought this early 1 hour and then comes back to 56, 57, they can buy on delivery. I've been tracking this counter very good. I mean, it's been a while, like 3 to 4 months. I've been tracking this counter. A strong consolidation part is done in Axis Bank, and you can participate there. So I think the nifty movers will be PSU banks and legs of stocks which have already corrected much and has some room on upside. So better be prepared there. And then we have BPCL, HPCL. They can participate well. So Nifty has a leg room of
मैंने कहा था तू छुट्टी में
current closing. There's some problem with the connection. I hope my voice is clear now. Can anybody point that? My voice is clear
Yes, it
to
is.
audience?
Yes,
Great.
yes, it is clear.
So we were talking about Nifty. So we have a legroom of 100 points on upside with a, if any dip of 20 points, it can be bought. I've talked about stocks like State Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, Axis Bank, which looks good to me. I am not much now active on metal stocks because the part is well played. One stock which is not participated in metal is like VEDL, and I think it is consolidating since 2 months, and I was expecting a big move with a target of 177, though it makes a high of 154 last week, but it tested all the longs to hit that stop loss at 145. But now this time it has some strength. So if such kind of stocks are largely in operators' hand. I personally believe the OI is well risen with the move in Tata Steel, but somebody who's been controlling the delivery part is controlling the screen as well. The moment OI is being increased by retailers, the stock is not moving. But I personally feel that since the expiry is done and results are awaited, this is the best time for the operator to move the stock to the levels of 177 to 180 because the stock has not participated and corrected much from the top. When you see the chart, we'll discuss that later. But yes, you can keep that on radar. So I think SBI, Bank of Baroda, Axis Bank, and VEDL are going to be my top bets for January series. At the same time, uh, I'll not ignore playing Nifty because I don't feel much of bear pressure. The way the Friday rally is, we have seen the Friday rally. I don't think the bear has some control anything on screen. So I think any dips can be bought and be with the moving average, and that's the best. I think January is going to give us good money, and I was talking also about the year ahead. So I think till budget things are in control. January should be a consolidating month, and if February, we don't find a budget which is as per public expectation. So public expectation is that they should cut personal income tax, which I don't personally feel that they should. But if it all happens, then Nifty can stretch to 13,400 to 800 levels. So this is what we have already spoken in a few of our last webinars. If you check history in our YouTube channel, Trading Terminology, you will find there. I've already pointed for the last target for Nifty, which is going to be like 13,400 to 800, and that can stretch. Reason being that Dow Jones is not coming down. Internationally, markets are being supported by liquidity, and that is what is being copied here in India. So if it is so, the results are the elections in US are somewhere around in November. So before that, I think Trump policies and Trump behavior, he's much active guy in stock market. I have been following this guy on Twitter. So he feels very happy when Dow Jones make new higher highs, and then he certainly tweets. At the same time, he's quite active, as I said, in the markets. So I think his first task before election could be that he should touch Dow Jones at 30,000 levels, which is going to be, all lifetime high. And that is going to be a mark for Dow Jones and a situation which can actually give a kind of a positive move for, election participation from the public. So I think if Dow Jones is heading to 29,400 to 30,000 zone, Nifty has fair value hitting 13,700 to 800, and we can see that because if Reliance moves to 1800 or another upgrade comes to 2200, which is already 22,000 somewhere, so there is a possibility that things can move. Back strength to Nifty, making higher highs. So I think the agenda at this point should be following the large caps, the large movers, all those 10 stocks which have weightage. If you take top 10, I think 63% weightage comes to be from these stocks only. Like we talk about Bajaj Finserv, Bajaj Finance, HDFC Twins, Reliance. So I think tracking these stocks is good. Kotak Bank, it's good. So I think the consolidation part is over for few stocks, and they have some leg room to take Nifty on higher side. So don't get any panics. Okay, don't get scared. So all those stocks which has some value and expected to be, expected on good lines for the value, I think you can trade on the upside, right? So Nifty for, I think, current series January, I think we expect that 12,300 and then consolidation, then the RSI cools down and then it might break out of this channel. But at current juncture for tomorrow or the current week, I think 12,200 is going to be a very good support, and 12,348, which is our ultimate target, is going to be a resistance point for Nifty. So let's talk about Bank Nifty. Okay, great. The similar pattern is seen in Bank Nifty, around 3,400, and the same Morningstar pattern there, and 32,310, right? 32,310, probably I think 32,400 stands a very good support. So near closing supports. So that shows that, if 32,400 400 is being taken, then all those PSUs which have risen well, they will continue tomorrow again. So if they're continuing tomorrow again, so our immediate target stands out to be 32,605. That's the higher probability, okay, for tomorrow. And then this again, it's going to be, it might break and then come down, retest, consolidate. These things going to happen. For tomorrow, it has strength to hit to 32,600. So both Nifty and Bank Nifty, again, it's a good profit making time if we are thinking what we are thinking is going to be there. So I think profits are there tomorrow morning. And you need to be brave first of all, but stick to stop losses. You can check on 5-minute patterns to have a correct buying entry point. So first step and then reversal. Okay, first step and then reversal. 3-minute chart. Take a stop loss of the first step and then let the things move in your favor. So it can happen in first half an hour. This is a possibility. Okay, so Bank Nifty again, morning star. I've given you the target on upside and the buying target. 400 is good support. If it gaps down or something, 310 is a very good support for entry, and 612 is a target for Bank Nifty. I want to highlight one thing more. If you check the monthly pattern, this is a long trend line, and this was the bigger move, A, B, C, 5. This is the fifth wave which is being now taken out. It may call for a short covering. So if you can see, this is a long trend line. I'll show you the bigger picture. Okay, so you see, this is the long-term trend line which is being hit now, and this is how it looks like. And we are near to breakout. We are near to breakout, but if you can see the RSI cooled down, moved up. So there's a probability that this will not make a higher high on the RSI and then reverse back. So if it reverses back, then there is a divergence and then it may fall back. So probably any breakout, first of all, it is not going to be a sharp breakout, number one. Number two, if it is a breakout, it needs a consolidation. That is a time consolidation. So if it's a time consolidation, that means people or operators or market makers are actually looking forward to good results in this December quarter, which is much expected from the public sector banks. If it is good, then things may carry. So we have 1 month, first of all, to check that either the market is going to be this RSI will cool down back to lower levels, and then show all point at current junction to back this, because I don't expect ICICI to move to 600 or 650. It may with the short covering, but it needs fresh colors. So fresh colors can only be from the public sector banks, which have not participated up till now. Okay, great. So let me check on PSU. So this is the symmetrical. You can see it has then made a kind of a morning star pattern. It bottomed and dipped first, and it is breakout. If you can see this, shared that this average now 645 somewhere, and then I expect a good short covering, which may hang around 2800, 2820. So we need to see that month on month, if it consolidates and then break this out. So if you can see the longer average, which stands, the super trend average stands at 32, 3300. It is not so easy to take that, but we really need to check the results, which is much awaited this time. So if you see the month on month, this is a very good rise. I'll explain you this. So we have seen a very good up move here, and then a very good consolidation, which was expected. A breakout kind of scenario from the symmetrical formation. So all the consolidation has been sold down in the last 3 months, and then it is just trying to come back, and sustain in this channel. So it is first of all very important, and I personally feel that the consolidation should be like this, and then if it has to take up, so this will move on upside. So if that is the case, the formation should be, the pattern should be so this is what I expect out of this. So this is what I expect, like trend, and this is going to be move. So if I calculate this, this is going to be the pattern, and the time spent on this pattern should be, if I take this data range from here to here, so 14 bars, so probably 1 year down the line. But again, post this consolidation, after 1 year, when the US elections are out, and whosoever comes, Trump or probably the opposition party, right? Irrespective, I think the consolidation part in PSUs will be done, and all those NPAs, all those negative things will be thrown out of this chart pattern, and then the strength will carry much longer, which can double the PSUs. If I say double the PSUs, I think you can imagine what the state bank is going to be, which is the leader, and all this Bank of Baroda's, or PNB's, likes of Canara Bank, they will spurt. So I think if somebody is picking for 3 years perspective, this is wherein they should invest. And you have, I think, PSU Bs as well, banking Bs as well. If you want, you can keep on investing in these Bs to double your investment. I personally have been eyeing in this public sector banks. It cannot actually go off because it has government support and it has a safer bet when we talk on a longer view. Though we need a consolidation of 14 bars to bottom this cycle, and once the symmetrical pattern is breaks on upside, then I think money will double like anything. You can see the RSI pattern. You can see the RSI which is being reversing. And if I see it is making a higher lows kind of situation. So I just need a consolidation and I am safe to put all my money in one basket and that's where trader make money. So that's what I've covered. Metals, as I've said, it's now entering in a consolidation zone. And private banks, I've already spoken that we have Axis Bank on a room up. Kotak is very stretched on valuation. I'll not recommend that. ICICI is stretched, not recommend that. And I think Axis is what I personally feel. Yes Bank, we all know what is happening there till somebody comes in and puts in money. So let's wait for that time. Okay, so I've spoken about Dow Jones, I've spoken about Nifty, Bank Nifty. So I welcome any queries on individual stocks if I can help you on.
Coal India and Siemens.
Come again.
Sir, Coal India and Siemens.
I think for Siemens, it needs to prove. We have seen a strong breakout, but if you can see this red candle, it's a strong red candle with a strong volume, and it is a bearish engulfing pattern, and which has already touched that previous high 1570 and then reversing back. For me, it needs to prove it needs another 2 or 3 months consolidation till the time it breaks above 1570 and closes. I think it will remain in a bear grip because the volume part is very strong on distribution side, and I think you should wait for third quarter results.
Can't hear.
We are not able to hear your voice, sir.
पर माइक ऑफ है शायद आपका.
Voice.
The voice is not clear.
सर आपका वॉइस ऑडिबल नहीं है.
Some network issues at Puneet's place. Just hold on, he'll join back. Can I request Rajesh to be on mute, please?
This conference will now be recorded.
Great. So I was talking about Coal India. So Coal India has given a very strong base. I think the correction is off from the table. And if you can see this channel parallel, I think 200 stands now a very good support. Any dips below this 200 is a buying zone. 197 stands as a very good support point. I think this can stretch, move somewhere around 217 to 215 sorts, right? So for the next month, I think from January series, if it bets above 207, I think which as it has almost touched and close below on the monthly. I think this has another 10 points move on upside, since this has a strong leg from 255 to 190s zone. The moment this stock is above 217, 218 and gives us a monthly expiry, say in a January series, the stock can move a very sharply. I think touching this parallel channel and probably a super trend which is around 250, right? So nothing to worry for those who have been long on a portfolio, and those who are still waiting to add the stock. I think this stock is good at this point because it is already oversold, and it has given a very good reversal, looking at last candle from 186 to 210 high and then closed below. So I think those who have not added, they can add. I think they can expect 10% move if they buy at 197. 217 is first point, and the moment closes above, the weekly structure will guide us for 250 as a target.
You had
Sir,
posted a chart
Delta Corp
of
and Higashi
Coromandel
Motors.
International. Hello.
Next.
You had posted a chart of Coromandel International indicating 570 and India Bull 396.
Come again.
Is it still holding? Coromandel International, you had posted the chart, no? Where you
For India
showed
Bulls,
us up. And India Bulls also, you said that it'll go till 396. You said no, but at 261, if at that level you buy, the chances are I'll go to 396. So I'm still holding from 272.
So already given that, yeah. So
If you
So
remember,
keep on holding
396
it. It
target.
is consolidating. I'll come on India Bulls.
Okay. So should I buy more?
Yeah. So target is still on.
And
Okay, so
Coromandel is at 530.
the Coromandel, the move is very strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I hold on to that also.
So it's been rising since last 1, 2, 3, 4 month. 577.
Yeah. So I'll hold
So
on. I won't buy more.
Coromandel
No?
is very strong and it has decent. Okay. So it has recently broken out from the previous resistance point, uh,
Hmm.
which was 500 and standing about 524. The stock is very strong, and I expect this in January season only. So it can touch like 580, 590. So you can keep a target of around 613, 14 sorts. Like anything which is near to 610, it's a good target. And since it's been rising, and we have already seen the correction consolidation part is done, the stock is heading very much on a positive note. I think all those who've been listening this, it's a strong counter technically, and targets can hit at 151. So any dip which is below 500, it's a good entry point, and it might shake off. I think monthly it is not so hated and seen a reversal. Let me check on daily. I'll give you the entry.
I got net 480.
It looks good. I think one can really add on to a trading bet. Yeah, so that's the bigger move. So what I want is it's just trying to break and then it reverses. So if it reverses back, okay, it is. So if it's high. So guys, what I want is that it should touch the super trend. So anything which is below 500 and it gives an opportunity to enter at 480 or anything. Okay. So all those are not entered yet, right? 480 is a very good bet. Anything which is below 500 is a very good bet. And you can keep your target of 580, that is one, and 650, that is two. Okay. Stock is strong, but RSI on a daily parameter is heated, so might cool down a bit, might consolidate a bit. Check the results, and just 10 days before the result, I think this stock will start moving back again on upside. So it's a good bet. Somebody who has 50,000 in account, they can buy at 480, 485 zone and target at 600. So on 50,000, I think a good 10,000 return is there.
Yeah, no stop loss.
Good 20% return.
Okay.
No need, sir. Stock is very strong.
Yeah. Okay. And
So
India Bull,
still, I
I'm still
think
holding.
let's be genuine to the trade. Somebody looking for a stop loss, 465, 467 is a stop loss. So just
Okay.
20 points stop loss if you're entering 487, 467 stop loss, 610, 20 could be the target.
Beautiful. Okay. And India Bull, it's at 300 now. So should I add?
So again, no. So it is, the stock is consolidating now. It has already made higher lows and then reversed. So our bet was fine with 255, 266 zone. So I think it is consolidating now, and this is a rounding cup. You can see rounding bottom, and then it is making a symmetrical formation. So it seems like so this is what it is doing now. So what I want is to break above this. So you can see the heated RSI is cooling down. And the moment it breaks on upside, you can check on hourly charts. The moment it breaks this symmetrical formation, we are landing somewhere around 396 zone. Okay, so it can break this previous high. So
Oh, wow.
higher high is what I am looking forward to, and this consolidation gives us a strength that this counter is in strong hand. So any probable good news can take this back to the high. So you can see the symmetrical formation. This is rounding cup, and this is the handle formation broke upside, and then it is correcting. So chances it might hit back to 285 zone. Take all those stop losses, make this symmetrical triangle negative for the traders, and then reverses. So all those are still not entered. What we are looking is that this breaks on downside and gives you an opportunity to buy at 277. Your stop loss is at 265 and let it fly high. So this is another probability for January month for the traders who want to trade this, and they can certainly buy call option 300 when this comes down to 277 278 zone, and the target stands near to 396 410.
Okay. And I'm going ahead with L&T as you indicated earlier.
Yeah, so L&T is a very good bet. I personally bought at 1263 and I'm holding on. So
Okay.
that's a bet. I think
Fine.
since it is corrected good, yeah. So you can add that
It
in your
will go up
portfolio.
because of the budget, infra. In the budget, they'll
Yeah,
expect infra.
expected. So I'm expecting, the expenditure should be on infra only. I'm not expecting a tax cut on personal income tax.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good bet. And anyway, I think whichever L&T is a very good bet when you talk about fundamentals order book. So it is safe for those who wants to have that in portfolio.
Yeah.
Delta Corp and
Okay, next.
Sudharshan Motors. Delta Corp and Sudharshan Motors.
Okay.
जल्दी मैं तो
So Delta Cup, I guess the description is on. It has made a high of 224, and since then it's been correct. And you can see the overbought trend is still cooling down. So the stock can in fact touch 192 to 185 zone. And again, much now depends since we are near to result. Uh, so let's hope it will show some good result. But I still feel that not much is expected out of it. So any high, I think you should exit. It is in downtrend. If you check the channel, this is at channel high. So it has potential to touch down to 178. So I don't personally, I don't feel that you should enter fresh in the script. Let it cool down, and the script is somewhat range bound, and that's where you should target on. So you said Delta Corp and the other one, Legacy Motor, right?
Sir, then HDFC Bank.
Very strong weekly move. Okay. So from 250 to 395. Any news? I haven't checked that.
I bought at 278 and recently all MNC auto stocks were running, so this also went up. There was an open offer
Okay, I think
an year
you
ago
made
at
a very
800
decent
rupees.
entry, and it's a very
Yeah, I made an entry at 278.
so I think that's a very good value buy, and I don't think that this will touch back again. So I think if you want to exit, you can exit once at 430 zone. Let it cool down back to say levels of 360 to 352 zone, and that's where you can re-enter. The stock has potential to move back to high near like 500, right? Or 490 to 95. But since it has seen a very good strength in the last week, I think 430 is a strict resistance point, and then the stock will consolidate back to 360 as a base and 420 as a upper resistance. The moment it gets back to 360, you can re-enter, and target stands to be 490. The volume is pretty strong. It seems some control hands have gathered the script. So I think it's pretty strong at this point.
So M&M and
Thank you very
JSW
much.
Steel.
So weekly morning star pattern you can see on M&M, and we have RSI, which is higher lows and reversing. So if the results, I think the monthly sale numbers are good, then the stock can crack the previous resistance of 540. So moment it cracks that 540, I think it is heading to 560, 61 zone. So much waited on numbers. So date is close on the monthly sales. So let's wait. But I think any dip, you can try the stock. So let me give you. So I think before numbers, even it can shape up. I'll move tomorrow. Okay. So for a trade who, someone who wants to still get in auto stocks, I think it's a very good trade to enter at 527. Take a stick stop loss of 521 on a closing basis, and target of 543 and annual high of 560. That can be a target if results are good. And most of media have been talking about good monthly sales number. Okay, what was the other one?
JSW Steel.
Yeah. So very strong consolidation, and I think stock has tested 68, 62, 76. So I think if VEDL has to move up, then this is another stock which is consolidated very good, and this has potential to move up to 278, 79 zones, and that is where it will again cool down and try to consolidate for further move. Not much of move, but yes, if it dips down for tomorrow, if you want to enter, okay, the stock is consolidating. So 270 is a very strict resistance. It might dip and can test support of 268, 67, 80. A very strict stop loss if you want to have this script is on hourly closing 265.80. Anything below, so 265.70, any closing on hourly basis below this, you should exit the trade. And the moment this stock is above 270, this is a rise of 10 to 11 points of 281 as a target.
Federal Bank, sir.
Thank you.
Balakrishna Industries.
Okay, even the stock has strength, a very good consolidation, and the last Friday move is good from 85, picked up the momentum to 88, near to 89. Okay, so for tomorrow it stands a very good support. It's a good pick if you get that at 87.50. You can put your bids, and your stop loss is on a closing basis, 85.60, and you should wait for immediate target of 89.25. The moment it closes above 89.25, this strength, I think फिर हर कोई चीज ऊपर चलेगी अच्छा, I think on public sector banks. So if that is the case, then this might hit 98 on upside. That is going to be positional if your stop loss is not hit. So you can trail gradually. But tomorrow, I think 87.50. If it dips down, you get that 87.50. Take stop loss of 85.60, and 89.25 is the first. And if it closes above, you can carry your trade. And if it closes below, you can book your profit. Okay, and then retry
But
it again next day as well.
sure, but by January expiry, can I expect 98?
So it depends. See, since I say that, I don't see any panic on the Nifty breaking down 12,200. So if I say that I am banking on PSU banks, which can actually lead this rally. So if that is the case, then Federal Bank might participate, and 98 is a higher probability.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Can you tell me Britannia
Yeah.
if it's okay?
Technicals are good. Comparatively, if I'm checking the chart, so Federal Bank has potential to move up.
Okay, can you tell me
Sir, if
Britannia if it's possible? Britannia.
So this seems as if a stressed move, a strong selling candle, US high, I think to get sub 3,000 levels before results. Okay, so I think
Long term?
any support near 2960, 2960
What
is
are
going to be
the
a good
level of
support.
reliance?
Okay.
What are the level of reliance in January series?
Reliance Industries.
Yes, sir. So for January series,
So fine, it has tested that 1517 level. That was a gap up, and then people bought this on a daily, and then it retested, taken the all support. The stock has to actually close above 1555. So if it closes above 1555, then you might find immediate resistance at 1580, and then 1592. For January series, I think 1600 is going to be a bracket point, and it's very tough for the counter to break this 1580-81 mark, and 1592 is going to be a hurdle point. I think better you wait results, because it is what which is expected, and might be all those numbers are already discounted at this point. So I don't feel personally that the stock is legging up more than 1600. So it needs a very strong comeback, strong volumes. So if that is the case, then it should first close above 1555, and then we might see a follow through. But it is very tough to cross this 1580 mark. So let's hope it crosses 1580, and then we may recheck the counter again.
Sir, NCC and M&M.
Which one?
Sir, NCC and M&M Finance.
So NCC more or less stands very weak. I've checked the charts and I personally don't like this script at this current juncture. Either it should hold above say levels of 60, 61 and show proves me with some volume, or the stock may face some negative selling the moment it breaks this support line. So this time, if it breaks like 15 something, it has fair chance of breaking all-time lows of 47. Okay, so at current point, it seems as if it will try to hold the results whenever they are right. And if somebody wants to enter any dip which gives you a price of 51.90, you buy, okay, and keep a very strict stop loss on a closing basis of 50.30. Okay, no, don't take that. Take a stop loss of 49.60. That is going to be a very strict stop loss, and keep a target of 57 as in first, 59.70 as in second. So if it holds at 59.70 on upside, then we may recheck, and this counter has a very good potential to come back to this ascending triangle formation, and it has a probability of hitting 66 and 67. So I think it's better to be with the trade, with the move, with the trend, and not expecting or targeting something which our mind is forcing us to think. Okay. So you said NCC.
Sir, Yes Bank, Coolpal and Bata India.
Godfrey Phillips.
I want to.
So after NCC, something else.
Yes Bank.
Sir,
Yes
Bank.
Bank.
Godfrey Phillips.
M&M Finance, sir. M&M Finance, sir.
Yes sir.
Okay, yeah, it was M&M Finance. I'm coming back to it. Okay, so this was last I've checked, it was inverted head and shoulder and very strong volume in 70, and then a bad news. I think it has retested and somewhat protected. So if you remember, I've already posted in the groups buying at 42, 44 zone. I think 46 and then 42 with the average of 44, and then made a high of 53. Okay. So for me, it is very difficult to update price by price because people start expecting, every hour I keep on updating that what will happen, should they hold, should not. It is very difficult. So whatever I post, my stop losses are right, very apt. So moment if they break stop loss, then the stock is going to dip. If it is not, then it will carry. So don't panic, because what I look at is probability. So nobody is a good judge of this market. All we do is the probability trade, and just stick to levels, just stick to stop loss, and just stay with it. Okay, so this is what the stock is doing. It was inverted head and shoulder pattern. People actually bought, and the stop loss is taken out. And I feel this large red candle, if you see at the bottom, all the people have shaken out of the trade, and this is perfectly standing at now 48, 47 odd levels, and very strong support of 46, 16, 47. So all those who still have something in mind holding the Yes Bank. So this is what the trade looks like. Okay. So what I want is that it might maximum test that 46.30 or 46 zone, and a very strict stop loss on closing basis of 44.90. Okay, the moment it breaks 44.90, you exit the script, I think, and let's wait for somebody to get in. And if it not and reverses, okay, if it doesn't and make reverse, then I think we're expecting a very good news. It can come down anytime because they have some limited time till 31st of January. So they have to prove that, because if somebody's not coming in this January, then there's a hell lot of pressure on the script, and it may, cool down to previous lows as well. So we will actually be with the trade, or somebody has to actually tell and prove that with a strong volume green candle that things are going to shape up well. So the strong, if somebody is still, they want to be a very safe and don't want to trade with the trend, then the stock needs a closing above 61.45. So any closing above 61.45 with a strong volume candle, a very strong potential that the stock can hit the levels of 90 to 93 zones. So wait for the right time, right move, right information, and then you can actually get into the trade. We said M&M Finance.
Sir, M&M
Godfrey
Finance.
Phillips.
Mahindra
M&M
Finance.
Finance.
Okay.
M&M Finance. Yes, sir. Mahindra Finance, sir.
So, stock is struggling and very low volume seems, the participation is very less. So I think the slip is very range bound. The action will come only if it closes above 334. So you need to wait, and at current point, it is a rounding top kind of situation. For me, it's an avoid. So this is what it shows, and I retest the previous lows as well. So let it come back above 334.35 zone, and then it has some potential to move up. So otherwise, at this point, it is an avoid script.
Coalpal.
Next,
Bank Nifty.
Coalpal. Godfrey Phillips.
Sir, Bank Nifty.
Phillips. Godfrey Phillips. Godfrey Phillips.
Hello. Sir, HDFC Bank.
Sir, Bank Nifty.
Godfrey Phillips. Godfrey Phillips.
Sir, Bank Nifty.
Coalpal and Bata India.
Yeah, I'm back. Hope my voice is clear now. Some network issues.
So, Kulpal and Bata India. Godfrey Phillips.
Godfrey Phillips, right?
Sir, Bank Nifty.
I think they've already shared my
Can't see
view.
the screen.
So done with if in Mahindra Finance. So we have seen a 3-day pullback from 1230 went up to 1321. So probably 90 points move, structured 100-point moves, and since last 4-5 days the script is consolidating. So a strong up move. The moment it is above 1320, target stands out to be 1440 to 1460 levels, right? Kind of rounding bottom is expected out of this move. And let me check the weekly chart structure. Yeah, so it has given a strong channel breakout. So I think this move has broken on upside looking at the result, but the weekly move suggests that it is near to a heated zone, right? So you just keep the immediate target of like 1400, 1420. The moment it is there near to 14, book your profits. Okay, so this is a sharp move above 1327. So keep that in mind. At current, I think the stock is consolidating. Might be, good results are expected out of script, and then the script will cool down back to the current levels. Okay, next.
UCO Bank.
Which one?
Bank of Baroda. Bank of Baroda.
Bank of Baroda. So very strong weekly closing for tomorrow. You can have any dip, it's a buy. So 103.50. 103.50 is a tomorrow's bet. You can buy and you can add if it gets down to 102.40. Okay. And target of 106 to 107.80. So this is going to be the immediate target. And then this stock is going to consolidate, make a handle kind of situation. And the moment it breaks 108, that means the stock is somewhere heading towards 114 to 115, and that's max I can expect out at current point. So till the time the clouds gets clear on the results and the NPAs on the PSUs, I think you make it a point that you're going to trade with the move, with the momentum, and with the short targets in mind.
Kolpal and Bata India. Kolpal and Bata India.
Tata Global, sir.
Okay, so Kolpal is struggling and very heavy volumes I've seen at the top. So it is very that the stock may break on upside. Okay, rather it may break that 1438 mark, which is very, and we have a gap at the bottom at 1410. So don't try to add this clip before results are out. And for me, this pattern is incomplete. if I say this is a cup and handle at the bottom, so this pattern is really incomplete, and that's how it has done now. Okay, so it may form a handle it may form a handle kind of situation here, and then it may fall back to complete the previous pattern,
Okay.
which
Bata India.
it has left. So I think for me, you should buy, let it rise, you should exit and wait for better pricing to re-enter. That's
Okay.
a Kolpal, Bata India. Strong comeback, 16, 15, and then so I think 17, 26, 27, very strong resistance, and 1735 indeed. So I think it's an avoid script. It's a range script. So currently it has given a close at 1714. It will find a very strict resistance at 1745. Till the time we don't close above 1760, there is no probability of making fresh high. Though it is making an inverted head and shoulder pattern, you can see that this is left wing, head,
Head and shoulder.
and then right wing. So it may give you a false signal on a break, then it will crash down. So for me, it's a script to play with the trend, with the momentum. Okay, don't get trapped, and you need to see that if 1745 is taken well, and if it is not, if it reverses, you can create a short trade and keep a stop loss of 1467, and your target is below this neckline, which is around 1650, 1640 zone.
Sir, Tata
Thank you.
Global, sir. Tata Global. Tata Global, sir.
Yeah, you very good chart pattern, and if you can see, it has already cheated the previous move. So I'll just enlarge this because a lot of people must be putting money. So guys, look at this chart structure. It has made a rounding bottom and a handle situation, breakout, false breakdown, and then it is consolidating back. So this kind of situation is usually positive, and I think the stock will attract a very strong move above 322. The stock is already closed at 318 last Friday. I think 300 and it has added 6 rupees, and for tomorrow it will just try to stand above 320. So if it is so, tomorrow if we get a dip at 317, you buy, sell at 319.80 or 319, because it is going to retest the 320 point. And if it gives us a closing above say 322, the stock has a good potential to make a new high, and we can stretch this like with a channel move. The target could be around 333. Okay, and we'll see that if it is trying to hold this wedge pattern. So once it hits that 333 mark, then the stock will move in a zigzag zone. So probably a sine move. So I think let it move like this, okay, and this territory, okay, uh, this territory, and then a wedge pattern formation. If the results are good, this will break on upside, and the target could be around 365 to 370 zone. Okay. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's a very good move, and it is holding on to this channel. So you need to track what I have told, and immediate target of 332.33 above 322.
UCO Bank.
Next,
UCO Bank.
which one? UCO Bank. Okay, the stock is again trying to hit back the resistance, but selling actually coming at 18 rupees. So it needs to hold on above 1810, 1815 zone. And if it does that, then target of like 1910, 1920, that's a very stiff resistance. And if that is taken out, then we can believe that it may cross the previous high move and stock is ready to go up. So at this juncture, it seems a good consolidation at the bottom and the bottoms are done. You may add this script on dips, strong support at 1650, okay, and a strong rise above 1910, 1920, okay. So the moment if this current expiry holds above 21, stock has legs to move and touch back to 24 to 25 levels. That's it. Not much on the stock.
L&T, sir.
L&T Finance.
L&T, I've already said it's a good point.
Puneet, kindly check the WhatsApp, please.
L&T Finance.
Okay. So I'll update on L&T Finance. We have stocks of Bala Krishna Industry, Jubilant Food, Tata Motors, Tata Steel, and JSW Steel. JSW Steel we already discussed. Tata Motors and Tata Steel I'll update. A very strong up move in L&T Finance from 94 to 123, consolidating since last 2-3 weeks. And stock may actually break this 123 mark and hit to the levels of 125. So not much of potential, but if it dips, I think then you can add 125, 126, very stiff resistance and a channel resistance. And this, I think, will be tested. 117.50, 117.60 is the point. And very immediate resistance which we face around 122 and then 125. So 125, 126 is going to be very strong resistance. So announcements on result found, and I think you should exit 50 to 60% once it is above 123.24 mark and wait for result. So Balakrishna Industries. So bit heated, needs a consolidation rounding pattern, but before coming down, I think it will retest. Balakrishna Industries may retest 1015, 1010 zone, but this will certainly cool down back to super trend average of say 1950 to 1970 zone. So the stock has made a very decent move and it is actually heated on RSI. So I think this is what the pattern should look, should make a handle formation and then move to new high. So much depends as of now. If you are in a trade, try to exit anything above 1010, 1015 and wait for stock to correct back to levels of 1960 to 1950 and then you can re-enter. Then we have Tata Steel. Yeah, so almost at resistance, and we already have a news of Tata Steel. They're going to merge all the steel companies related to steel work. So probably 475 is the price wherein the money will be put in. So I think till then it is overbought, overheated, not expecting much. Any good move to 473, 74 will attract anything which is above 475 will attract the selling and the profit booking. No fresh entries till the time a stock corrects and takes the super trend, which is at 420, sorry, 440. Not recommended at this point. In fact, if it hits to 474 to 480 zone, book your profit and wait for right time to enter. Tata Motors. Okay, another range bound move. I was expecting only 184, which it has already touched. So for me, it is a consolidation point, and this will be like stepping formation. How I'll just arrow you down like this. It has only step formation. It will again down like this, retest, and then move up. So for me, a range bound script, not recommended to buy. Again, may show you some bounds if the sales number are good. So you need to check the monthly sales number, which is going to be out anytime, start of the month. So if you want to play this, you want to buy this, buy at 172.50 if it dips down in a day or two, okay, and keep a very strict stop loss of 170.25 on hourly basis. On hourly basis, on daily you can keep at 169.20, and your immediate target stands out to be 181 to 182. That's it. I don't expect much rally on Tata Motors. So for me is all the numbers which is going to play a role. We have Jubilant Food and ONGC.
So can I ask a question?
So let me complete ONGC and Jubilant Food, then you may ask your question.
Okay.
Okay, ONGC has retested the super trend of 130, 131, which is going to be very strict resistance for the script, and one can go long only above 131 closing, that is on a weekly basis. So if it does that, then it has some potential to hit back to the levels of 136 to 137. The stock is a range bound, and if it dips down to 126.27, that is where you can have a cyclical play. Enter at 126, 127, exit at 137, 138. Not a strong move, very low volumes. So it shows lack of participation from the large players. That is ONGC. Then we have Jubilant. Foodworks. Okay, very strong consolidation, and this is a stock which may act tomorrow. I think people will try to jump in early morning. So people might check if it is holding above 1640 zone. So 1636, 37 to 1640 is a zone of resistance, and the stock has already made a reversal. You can see the RSI part has already, which was heated before, now cooled down and reversed and broken above the midline, okay, the median line, and it is strongly. The last Friday we've seen a strong volume part as well. So I think I've already given this somewhere in the group. So you can see I've 1406. The buy stop loss is target 14, the previous one. Okay, this is done. So I think this has potential to hit to 1750 as in target before result. So you can keep a track. It's a strong script at this point, and I think it's with the buyers. Okay, it looks strong on short to medium term charts. So I think it's good to participate with the channel high target of 1740 to 1750 on a weekly basis. Okay, now you can ask the question.
अभी जो BS6 इंजन का प्रोडक्शन शुरू होगा तो सर इसकी वजह से अभी स्टील इंडस्ट्री का क्या सर इसमें वो रहेगा कंट्रीब्यूशन, तो उससे इनके शेयर्स में प्राइसेस में अप जाएगा.
So हमें तो प्रोडक्शन सेल्स इन सब के नंबर्स जब इम्प्रूव होने स्टार्ट होंगे तो आई थिंक वो डिमांड तो बढ़ेगी, और लार्जली ऑटो मैन्युफैक्चरर्स ही हैं जो स्टील की डिमांड सबसे ज्यादा रखते हैं. आप सबसे पहले आपने देखा कि ऑटो स्टॉक्स करेक्ट हुए, उसके बाद स्टील सेक्टर में करेक्शन आई. वी हैव सीन मारुति करेक्टिंग फ्रॉम 10,000 टू 5,500. आपने M&M देख रहे हैं आपके सामने ही है, 900 रुपीज से 530 आपको आज मिल रहा होगा. तो आई थिंक अगर उसमें अगर ऑटो में बाइंग आएगी तो ऑब्वियसली स्टील में भी आपको बाइंग नजर आएगी. बट आज की डेट में वो नहीं है. प्रॉब्लम इज दैट द डिमांड इज एक्चुअली देयर इज नो डिमांड बिकॉज द मीडियोकर लेवल के जो लोग हैं उनकी ग्रोथ नहीं है. और अगर आप लिक्विडिटी देखो तो बैंक्स के थ्रू या फिर ग्रोथ पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से या फिर अगर हम बोले जॉब्स सस्टेनेबिलिटी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से अभी थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम है सेक्टर्स के बीच में. तो कंपनीज ज्यादातर तो या तो जॉब कट कर रही हैं या अपने एक्सपेंशन प्रोग्राम्स को रोक रही हैं. तो इन केसेस में क्या होगा कि जो फिल्ट्रेशन है पैसे का वो एक आम लोगों के पास नहीं पहुंच पाएगा और डिमांड लोग कर्टेल करते हैं. और उसी लिए शायद ये फरवरी में बजट में भी एक्सपेक्टेड है कि शायद कुछ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर स्पेंडिंग डिमांड क्रिएट करने के लिए. तो अब ये डिमांड साइकिल वीक है, उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. बेसल 6 नॉर्म्स आते हैं और नई गाड़ियां आती हैं, पैसा भी होना चाहिए पब्लिक के पास आई थिंक तभी, अदरवाइज तो मुश्किल है.
सर लिंड इंडिया.
नेक्स्ट प्लीज.
सर लिंड इंडिया LIND लिंड इंडिया.
So month on month it looks good and testing levels of 600, 75, 710. Okay, स्ट्रेंथ है लिंड इंडिया में. वो 710 के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से अगर वो निकलेगा तो बहुत शार्प मूव आएगा और लग रहा है कि एक अच्छा कंसोलिडेशन है लिंड इंडिया में. करंट फ्रेश एंट्री के लिए ये जो प्रीवियस मूव है 610 to 698, 710, फ्रेश एंट्री ना 648 का था, लोअर हाई बनाया. एक मिनट ठहरिए, लेट मी चेक दैट. ऑपरेटर्स बहुत शार्प होते हैं. 647 एक इमीडिएट स्टॉप लॉस है और इसका जो प्रीवियस 651. सो कल का अगर डिप आता है तो आप 653 की बिड लगा के रखिए. 647 का स्टॉप लॉस आपको मेंटेन रखना ही रखना है. अगर वो ब्रेक करेगा तो स्क्रिप्ट को एक बार अवॉइड करेंगे और इसमें बाय तब बनेगा जब भी 677 के ऊपर जाएगा. बट ये भी पॉसिबिलिटी है कि 647 को ब्रेक नहीं करे और धीरे धीरे एक दो दिन करते हुए 677 को वो टेस्ट कर ले। स्टॉक में भी बहुत पोटेंशियल है। आई थिंक वो कोशिश कर रहा है कि 710 इस बार निकलेगा, तो ये स्टॉक में कोई 100 पॉइंट्स का मूव आपको अपसाइड में इजीली मिल जाएगा। बट आई थिंक आप एक मार्केट के साथ साथ चलिए विद द मूव विद मोमेंटम। छोटे छोटे स्टॉप लॉसेस हिट हो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, क्योंकि एक स्टॉप लॉस एक ऐसा आएगा जो आपका हिट नहीं होगा और आपको 100 पॉइंट्स दे देगा। तो 3-4 रुपए और 5 रुपए के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से आप इसमें स्टॉप लॉस लगा के खेल सकते हो। तो ये एक फॉर्मेशन है। अगर आप समझेंगे तो ये नीचे बॉटम अगर आता है तो 630 के आसपास आएगा, तो आप इसमें डिलीवरी ले सकते हो और स्टॉप लॉस आपका 610 का रहेगा उसमें, और फिर ये वापस ऊपर जाने की पूरी चांसेस इसके होंगे। दो ट्रेड हो गए आपके पास। शॉर्ट टर्म ट्रेड 653, स्टॉप लॉस 647। अगर वो 647 का स्टॉप लॉस ले लेगा तो आप फिर वेट करेंगे 630 की। 630 पे अगर आप उसको दोबारा बाय करेंगे, आप उसका एक स्टॉप लॉस रखेंगे 610, ओके, विद अ टारगेट ऑफ 677, 710 and 790 to 800.
Okay, thank you, sir. And what about sir Vimta Labs, sir? Vimta Labs, sir.
हाँ, I'm checking. थोड़ा सा वीक लग रहा है फॉर्मेशन, एसेंडिंग ट्रायंगल फॉर्मेशन में जा रहा है। अभी तो आप इस स्टॉक को अवॉइड करें। थोड़ा मैं पोजीशनल चार्ट स्ट्रक्चर देख लेता हूँ। आई थिंक यू अवॉइड विम्ता लैब। अभी लग रहा है कि 80 और 75 के जोन में जा सकता है, हायर प्रोबेबिलिटी है उधर आने की। एक बार आप अवॉइड करो और आप नेक्स्ट वेबिनार में एक बार रीचेक कर लीजिएगा अगर कुछ अपडेट इसमें बाय साइड में नजर आ रहा हो तो।
ओके, थैंक यू सर।
ओके, थैंक यू ऑल। वेदांता आई हैव ऑलरेडी स्पोकन। वेदांता मुझे स्ट्रॉन्ग लग रहा है। वेदांता में एक अच्छी बाइंग आनी चाहिए। जिस दिन एक अच्छी स्ट्रॉन्ग बुलिश कैंडल मिली अबव 159, 158, ये 177, 178 तक जाएगा। तो मैं भी स्टॉक को ट्रैक कर रहा हूँ पिछले 2 महीने से, और 2 महीने से ऑप्शंस में तो कुछ खास नई रिजल्ट निकल के आ पा रहे। इसमें डिलीवरी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से एक स्ट्रेंथ नजर आ रही है। तो कोई भी एक बड़ा मूव मिलेगा अबव 158, 159, उसका जो फर्स्ट करेक्शन डिप होगा ऑन आवरली बेसिस, उसको आप बाय कीजिए। टारगेट 178 का वेदांता में रहेगा। ओके, थैंक यू ऑल। नाइस टॉकिंग टू यू। बहुत लंबा समय हो गया था आप लोगों से बात किए को, तो कोशिश करेंगे जल्दी आने।
सर HDFC बैंक एक लास्ट।
थैंक यू सर।
रहेगा
हेलो
बैंक।
हेलो।
हाँ, 1 मिनट बता रहा हूँ। लोअर हाई RSI लगता नहीं है अभी वो 1300 के मार्क में वो दोबारा जाएगा। अब एक कंसोलिडेशन में जा चुका है और एक सपोर्ट लेवल को ब्रेक कर दिया है। वो 1284, 85 था, उसके नीचे कंटिन्यूसली सस्टेन कर रहा है। इसकी जो लास्ट क्लोजिंग है वो 1275 के आसपास है। अगर इसने 1260 का मार्क तोड़ा तो ये स्क्रिप एक बेयर ट्रेंड में, बेयर हाथों में चली जाएगी। और अगर इसको ऊपर आना है तो इसको प्रूव करना पड़ेगा क्लोजिंग अबव 485, 487। तो वेट करो रिजल्ट्स को लेके। अभी इसमें इतनी हरी नहीं, इतनी जल्दी नहीं है आप स्टॉक के अंदर आने के लिए। मेरे लिए एक
ओके सर, टाइटन भी देख लें।
PS स्क्रिप्ट थोड़ा सा अवॉइड जोन।
ओके सर। टाइटन